Bodkin, zounds and gadzooks, we hear you cry. Why are we playing a particularly spiffy but nonetheless admittedly ancient track by rock megastars and professional spooks The Cure? Well, it's like this. Goth god Robert Frightwig came down from his bat-infested belfry and gave us an insight into the man behind the Max Factor.
When I think back, and I'm honest with myself, when I was still at school and I was thinking, what am I going to do when I have to leave school? I just knew that I wanted to do something that I could do. You know, I could get up when I wanted and I could do something that I'd actually be creating something. I never thought I want to be in a group and I want to still be in the same group in 15 years' time. The fact that I am is purely because I still really enjoy it.
Yesterday I got so old, I felt like I could die. Yesterday I got so old, it made me want to cry. Go on, just walk away. Go on, your choice is made. Go on, and disappear. Go on, away from here.
I wouldn't have cared if it just stayed really small, but I was still able to keep doing it. The fact that it has got so big sometimes worries me actually more than anything, because it means everything that we do is accorded a certain import, and I feel it would be really nice to just like put a record out and know, and it has to fight for recognition. And I'd be whinging if I sat saying, oh yeah, it's really stifling being in a group that sells millions of records. It's awful, I'd much rather be playing the Marquee Club tonight. There's just like there are bits to it. A lot of groups, when they get to a certain level, they say, oh, we really wish we could go back and play theatres or play clubs. But you can. I mean, we proved that by doing it last year. I mean, it was very.
I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's grey and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you, it's Friday, I'm in love.
When we're away, like particularly when we're touring, I'm confronted with some of the more extreme examples of, I don't know how best to put it, people who are sometimes totally obsessed with the group or with me. It gets a bit worrying, yeah. I find that I disappoint a lot of people because that maybe just a small percentage of my time is actually spent writing songs or writing words, and yet people imagine I'm going to be like that all the time. I'm going to be this all-knowing figure that can somehow communicate ideas from nowhere to them. And I'm not, I'm just normal, and I sort of sense that people are thinking, oh dear, he's too normal. People are genuinely really nice. It's difficult to go to pubs anymore. I get a bit picked on in pubs. For every nice person there's a horrible one. But in the rest of my life, it's just you have to really want to do it for it to be convincing. I couldn't possibly get on stage and not mean it, and it's taking its toll on me mentally, I think, and physically as well.
More from Mr. Frightwig after the break, when he gets to the point and starts plugging The Cure's new feature film Show. But for now, let's give the last word to the man himself.
Set out to replace and destroy dinosaur rock, and some of the trappings that surround the group, I suppose, could be perceived as dinosaur trappings. We play stadiums in America, but I think that the attitude that's in the group has remained exactly the same. I mean, I still despise the same people that I despised 15 years ago, and unfortunately they're still around as well. We haven't replaced them, we've just joined them. So we're on a slightly different planet to most of them.
Brace yourselves, it's seconds away for round 2 of our homage to Spookmeister Robert Smith of popular music's Cure fame. Oh, and he's made a film as well.
That should be the most obvious question to answer. Why have we made the film? The real reason, the deep down reason, is that whenever anyone ever wants to show The Cure in concert on telly or in the cinema, they always use The Cure in Orange, which was made in '86, and it's just totally unrepresentative of us now. So I wanted something that would last, like, as a proper testament to what we do. It's just really supposed to be us on stage. It's very difficult for me to sell it, because if you like the group, you'll like the film. If you don't like the group, I can't imagine that you'd like the film. Although I've been told that I should be encouraging non-Cure fans into the cinema to change their minds, but in the real world, I don't think that'll happen. Another side that we wanted to get across is what we're actually like when we're on stage performing, because to an awful lot of people we're just dots now. Particularly in America, it's like it's so long since we played a venue where you could actually see the audience that we thought it would be nice for the audience to see us. We retained control by virtue of the fact that we paid for everything ourselves. We didn't get anyone involved, so that we could actually do the film as we wanted it, which was quite a risk, quite a gamble. But the director's cut, the first cut of the film, was nothing like how I wanted us to look, how I imagined we looked, or how I know that we looked on stage. And so I got involved in the editing process by default, really. And it's been incredibly tedious. It's not something that I've enjoyed at all. It's an experience. I mean, what I do in the group, I've reached a level of competence. This is not meant to sound big-headed, but I know what I can do in the context of the group, and I think it would be good for me, just as a person, to maybe try something that's totally removed from music, just to see if I could do it. Very few of the songs that are on the first 3 albums I would even consider recording now, and I just don't think they're good enough. Certainly lyrically they're not. I think I'm much better at writing songs, and musically I think we're a better group. But having said that, I wouldn't go back and change anything, because they were perfect for. I mean, I was young enough to get away with it. They were very, very naive. So it was easier, yeah, because the first idea I had, I could put it down. I think, and if it was a good idea, I knew it would work. Whereas now, I'm always very aware that we might be plagiarising our own back catalogue, and I sort of think, where have I heard that before? And I think, oh God, it's us.
It's an event to hang. It's a giant hang. You go out to a club or a concert to see somebody, and basically the lights are all on them, and you sit there in the dark, and you don't really get a chance to meet people. But something like this, maybe you're here longer, and it's in the light, and there's a more social aspect. I gotta go